Hey everyone, and welcome. We've all been there, right? That heart-stopping moment when your laptop just gives up. The screen's locked, the cursor won't budge, and that little bit of panic starts to creep in. Well, today, we're going to turn that panic into power. This is your first responder's guide to fixing a frozen laptop.
So this is it, the moment of truth. You're probably on a deadline, maybe in the middle of an important video call, and boom, nothing. It's so frustrating. But the good news is there is a clear, logical way out of this digital deep freeze, and we're going to walk through it step by step together.
All right, first things first. Before we get into playing detective and figuring out why it happened, we need to deal with the immediate problem. Think of this as your emergency action plan, what to do the second your laptop goes completely unresponsive.
I want you to think of this as the digital version of stop, drop, and roll. First, and this is so important, just wait. Seriously, give it a full minute. Your computer might just be thinking really hard about something. If nothing happens, it's time for step 2, the force quit. On Windows, the shortcut is Control-Shift-Escape to bring up the task manager. On a Mac, it's Command-Option-Escape. This lets you pinpoint the one bad program and shut it down. Only, and I mean only, as a last resort should you force a restart by holding down that power button.
Okay, so your laptop is back up and running. For now. But the mystery is, why did it freeze in the first place? It's time to put on our detective hats and investigate the 7 most common culprits. This is where we stop just treating the symptom and start finding the real cause.
Oh yeah, this is a big one. Laptops pack a ton of power into a tiny space, and all that power generates heat. Heat is the enemy. If dust clogs up the air vents or you're working with it on a soft surface like a blanket, that heat gets trapped. Your laptop is smart, so to protect itself, it'll slow down. That's called thermal throttling. And that major slowdown feels just like a total freeze.
You ever try to carry way too many grocery bags in one trip? That's your laptop trying to handle 50 browser tabs, a video editing program, and your email all at the same time. Every single one of those programs uses a piece of your system's memory. It's RAM. When you run out of RAM, everything just grinds to a halt.
Now, this one sounds a little technical, but the idea is actually really simple. Drivers are basically translators. They let your hardware, like your graphics card, talk to your software, like Windows. If that translator is using an old, outdated dictionary, or if it's just broken, the communication breaks down, and that leads to all sorts of weird freezes and crashes.
You know, sometimes the thing causing the problem is something you can't even see. Malware, viruses, they can be running sneaky programs in the background, just eating up your computer's power and memory for who knows what. If your laptop suddenly gets super sluggish and starts freezing for no reason you can see, you might have a ghost in the machine.
Your hard drive needs some elbow room to work properly. If it's almost completely full, your operating system doesn't have the space it needs to move things around, and that can cause major slowdowns. Or, even worse, if you have an older mechanical hard drive, it might be physically starting to fail, which can cause freezes whenever it tries to read from a damaged part of the disk.
And finally, sometimes the software itself is just the problem. Maybe a recent Windows update has a weird bug, or a new program you installed just doesn't play nicely with your other software. If the freezes started happening right after you installed or updated something, well, you've probably found your suspect.
So we've identified the suspects. Now it's time for some solutions. And the best news is, you can solve a ton of these freezing issues without ever picking up a screwdriver. So let's open up our digital toolkit and get to work.
This checklist is your roadmap back to a stable computer. You've got to keep your system and drivers updated. That's how you get bug fixes. Run a virus scan to kick out any malware, free up some disk space so your system can breathe, and a really useful one, stop unnecessary programs from launching the second you turn your computer on. They just slow everything down. Okay, I'm going to let you in on a little secret weapon that's built right into Windows. This command sfc/scannow might look a little technical, but trust me, it's so powerful. All you do is search for Command Prompt in your Start menu. Right-click it and pick Run as Administrator. Then you just type that command in. It'll automatically find and fix any broken or corrupted system files. It's like a self-repair tool for your computer.
But what if you've tried all the software fixes and the problem is still happening? Well, it might be time to consider that the issue isn't in the code, but in the actual physical hardware itself.
Remember suspect number 1, overheating? Here's how you fight back. The absolute best thing you can do is keep those air vents clean. A simple can of compressed air can work wonders. And please,
please always use your laptop on a hard, flat surface like a desk, not on a pillow or a blanket that's just going to suffocate it. Faulty RAM can cause all kinds of random, unpredictable freezes. But before you even think about buying new memory, you can run a really simple test. Just go to your Start menu and search for Windows Memory Diagnostic. It'll restart your computer and do a full checkup on your memory sticks and tell you if one of them is causing all your trouble.
Now this right here is one of the single biggest upgrades you can make. If your laptop is still using an old mechanical hard disk drive, an HDD, it's basically running a race with ankle weights on. Upgrading to a solid-state drive, an SSD, is just a night and day difference. An SSD has no moving parts, so it's ridiculously fast, way more durable, and it makes your entire system feel snappier and so much less likely to freeze.
We've done the troubleshooting, we've done the fixing, but, the best solution is to stop the problem from happening in the first place. This last part is all about being proactive. This is your playbook for keeping your laptop healthy for the long run.
This is it, your recipe for a happy, freeze-free laptop. And these are simple habits. Keep things updated, run your security scans, don't let your hard drive get totally full, and try not to keep a million things open when you're not using them. And that last one is absolutely critical. Please always have a backup. A freeze is an annoyance. Losing all your data is a catastrophe.
Look, you've become a pretty awesome first responder through all this, but some problems are best left to the experts. If you've gone through this whole list and your laptop is still freezing, or if a test tells you that your hard drive or motherboard is failing, it's time to call a pro. There's no shame in asking for help when you need it.
So, I want to leave you with this final thought. A freeze isn't just some random computer glitch. It's a signal. It's your laptop trying to tell you something. It's saying, hey, I'm overheating, or I'm running out of memory, or I think I have a virus. By understanding these signals, you're not just fixing a problem, you're learning to listen to your tech. And that, right there, is the real secret to keeping it running smoothly.